Hello, let's start telling a story now. I hope you have a wonderful day. A joyful day in Happy Town. In a beautiful city, there was a place full of laughter and sunshine called Happy Town. Happy Town was home to various animals and children who played and learned together every day. One morning, little fox Fifi and her best friend, little deer Greenie, were walking to school. The city's streets were lined with colorful flowers, and the air was filled with a sweet fragrance. Fifi and Greenie laughed and chatted about their fun day at the park yesterday. At school, Fifi and Greenie met their friends, little bunny Bobo, chubby little bear Mike, and clever little cat Mimi. Their teacher was a kind elephant who always had a smile and taught them to sing, draw, and tell stories. Today, the teacher had a special surprise. A giant rainbow slide. The children excitedly lined up, ready to slide down. Fifi was the first to go, and she felt like she was flying. Next was Greenie, then Bobo, Mike, and Mimi. They were all so happy, and their laughter echoed throughout Happy Town. At noon, the children sat together to share their favorite snacks. Fifi loved strawberry cake, while Greenie preferred carrot sticks. Bobo ate an apple pie, Mike munched on honey bread, and Mimi enjoyed fish-flavored cookies. They chatted and shared their dreams and hopes. Ruby's brave adventure in the city. In a bustling city, there was a little girl named Ruby. Ruby was lively and active, full of curiosity about everything new. She lived in a tall building, and every day she could see the busy streets and colorful neon lights below from her window. One day, Ruby decided to start her own adventure. She put on her favorite red coat, packed her small backpack, and got ready to go. "Mom, I'm going on an adventure," Ruby said excitedly to her mother. "Okay, but be careful, remember to take this." Her mom handed her a small compass, "so you won't get lost." Ruby set off. She went to the park and saw many kids playing on the slides and swings. She made new friends, Zhao Ming and Zhao Mei, and the three of them played together for a long time. Next, Ruby went to the zoo, where she saw many animals, giraffes, lions, and cute pandas. Ruby's favorite was the lively little monkey that kept jumping around, making everyone laugh. Finally, Ruby went to the museum. There were many interesting exhibits, from dinosaur skeletons to space exploration. There were many interesting exhibits, from dinosaur skeletons to space exploration. Ruby was especially interested in an exhibit about the starry sky, and she imagined herself flying among the stars as she looked up at the starry sky model. As it grew late, Ruby decided to go home. She took out her compass and found the direction to go home. Along the way, Ruby walked while recalling today's adventure, feeling joyful in her heart. When Ruby got home, her mom greeted her with a smile. "How was your day, brave little adventurer?" Ruby excitedly told about her adventures in the park, zoo, and museum. and mentioned that she made many new friends. Her mom hugged Ruby and softly said, "You did great, Ruby. There are so many interesting places in our city, and many more adventures await you." Ruby nodded, her heart full of anticipation. She knew that this was just the beginning of her city adventures. The City Cat's Rescue. In this bustling city, there was a cat named Snowy, whose fur was as soft as snow. Snowy lived on the streets, scavenging for food from garbage bins. He was a clever and cautious cat, roaming the corners of the city every day, seeking opportunities to survive. One day, Snowy encountered a young woman named Lily. Lily was a kind-hearted animal volunteer who often helped stray animals on the streets by providing them with food and water. When Lily saw Snowy, she was immediately drawn to his clean fur and bright eyes. "Hi there, little kitty, you look hungry. Would you like something to eat?" Lily said gently, crouching down and placing some food in front of Snowy. Snowy approached slowly, sniffed the food, and began to eat. Lily sat nearby, quietly observing the cat, filled with love and concern for him. From that moment on, Snowy decided to follow Lily and became her friend and protector. Lily took Snowy to her small apartment, where she prepared a warm and cozy bed for him. Snowy gradually adjusted to his new life, spending each day with Lily. They played together, took walks together, and Lily even taught Snowy some tricks like hide and seek and chase games. However, one day, Lily faced a difficult situation. She lost her job and was struggling to pay rent and buy food. She felt deeply frustrated, as if she had lost all hope. Snowy sensed Lily's sadness and began to comfort her with gentle licks and purrs. "Thank you, Snowy, even in our toughest times. You've been by my side." "Thank you, Snowy, even in our toughest times. You've been by my side," Lily said, squatting down to stroke Snowy's head. Her eyes filled with gratitude and love. A few days later, Lily received unexpected good news. She got a new job offer. She excitedly told Snowy, hugging his head, thanking him for his companionship and support all along. Since then, Lily and Snowy's lives became happier and more stable. They relied on each other, weathering life's ups and downs together, and built a home filled with love and warmth in the city. The magical adventure in Elsia City. In a distant place, there lies a city brimming with magic called Elsia. This city is surrounded by a dense magical forest, where various mystical creatures and plants reside, each corner pulsating with magical energy. In Elsia City, the residents possess a variety of magical abilities. Some can control wind and rain, others communicate with animals, and some can make flowers bloom at their command. Every building in the city is infused with magical elements, from flying bridges to self-cleaning houses, showcasing wonders and magic at every turn. The story follows two children, a kind and brave girl named Anna and a clever and witty boy named Alex. They meet one spring morning at the market in Elsia City. And from that moment on, their lives are filled with adventure and surprises. One day, they discover an ancient magical book that contains a lost spell capable of awakening an ancient dragon deity. Anna and Alex embark on a quest to find this dragon deity, journeying through the magical forest, exploring mysterious caves of magic, and eventually arriving at a flowing rainbow bridge. At the end of the rainbow bridge, they encounter the dragon deity, a wise and benevolent elder of the dragon race. The dragon deity tells them that the city's magic stems from the kindness and courage within each person's heart, and that the power of magic symbolizes sharing and love. They learn how to harness their own magical abilities to help Elsia City thrive in prosperity and peace. Finally, Anna and Alex return to the market, carrying with them the wisdom and strength bestowed upon them by the dragon deity, continuing to live in Elsia City, sharing their adventure stories, and inspiring others to seek the magic within themselves. Tata's magical shoes. In a busy city, there lived a little girl named Tata. Tata loved to be mischievous and always made everyone laugh. One day, Tata discovered a strange pair of shoes in a second-hand shop on Old Street. These shoes sparkled and had colorful patterns. The shopkeeper told Tata that they were magic shoes that could make the wearer dance the funniest dances. Tata was thrilled and immediately put on the shoes. As soon as she did, her feet started dancing on their own. The movements strange but hilarious. She decided to wear the magic shoes to the park to see what fun things might happen. When Tata arrived at the park, she saw many children playing. She started dancing on the grass, her moves so funny that everyone who saw her couldn't help but laugh. A little boy was fascinated and wanted to try the magical shoes too. Tata generously let him wear them, and he also started dancing, his movements equally funny, making everyone laugh even harder. Next, Tata took her magic shoes to the library. She wanted to see if she could make the people reading there happy too. She began to dance softly, her movements light but incredibly funny. Even the librarian couldn't help but laugh, and joyful laughter echoed through the bookshelves. Tata felt like a true magical funny dancer and decided to try her moves in the market. The market was bustling with people, and Tata began to dance in the middle, her moves becoming funnier and funnier. The fruit vendor and the fish seller both stopped their work, holding their bellies from laughing so hard. An old lady laughed until tears came out, saying she hadn't been this happy in a long time. One evening, Tata came home, took off the magic shoes, and carefully placed them beside her bed. She knew these shoes had brought a lot of joy and laughter to everyone. From that day on, she decided to wear the shoes every day to make more people laugh. The secret maze of the city. In a bustling metropolis lived three best friends, Peter, Lucy, and Dodo. Peter was a brave little boy, Lucy was a smart little girl, and Dodo was a clever little dog. The three friends often explored every corner of the city together, and one day, they decided to embark on an unprecedented adventure. One day, after school, Peter, Lucy, and Dodo decided to visit the new park in the city center. They had heard there was a huge maze and a mysterious statue there.
We should go on an adventure today,
Peter exclaimed.
Great idea! I heard there are lots of interesting secrets waiting for us to discover there.
Lucy agreed. Dodo barked a few times in agreement. When they arrived at the park, they found the maze was even bigger than they had imagined. They decided to enter the maze and begin their great adventure.
Let's stick together so we don't get lost,
Lucy reminded them. Peter nodded and led the way into the maze, holding onto Dodo's leash. Inside the maze, they encountered some interesting challenges. First, they saw some strange symbols on the walls.
These symbols look like clues. We should follow their directions,
Lucy observed carefully. They followed the symbols and found a small hidden door. Peter pushed it open, revealing a mysterious garden inside. Inside the garden, they saw many beautiful flowers and strange plants. Suddenly, a little bird flew up to them, chirping excitedly.
It seems like this little bird is guiding us,
Peter said. They followed the bird to an ancient statue. On the statue was a small mechanism. Peter pressed it, and suddenly, the ground opened up to reveal a hidden passage. They cautiously entered the passage and discovered it led to a mysterious underground room. Inside were many ancient books and maps.
These books look fascinating. We should take some back to study,
Lucy said excitedly. Peter picked up a map that marked secret locations around the city. They decided to explore each one in the future. As they were about to leave, Dodo suddenly ran to a corner and found a sparkling gem. The gem had ancient inscriptions carved on it.
This gem must be very special. We should keep it safe,
Peter said. They safely exited the maze with the gem and books and returned home. When they got home, they excitedly told their families about their adventure. Their families listened eagerly and encouraged them to continue exploring.
This city is full of surprises and adventures,
Lucy exclaimed.
Yeah, there are even more adventures waiting for us in the future,
Peter said confidently. Dodo barked in agreement. From that day on, Peter, Lucy, and Dodo often explored every corner of the city together, discovering many interesting secrets and stories. Their friendship grew deeper with each adventure. Debbie's new clothes. In a colorful and joyful little town, there was a girl named Debbie. She had creative hands and a kind heart. Debbie's favorite thing to do was design and sew beautiful clothes in her home studio. Debbie's house was tucked away in a corner of the town. Surrounded by vibrant gardens and friendly neighbors, her studio was filled with all sorts of colorful fabrics and sparkling rubies. Whenever Debbie started a new design, she would jot down her ideas in a diary called Fashion Dreams. One day, while Debbie was preparing new clothes for the town's carnival, she met a mysterious old lady. The old lady was the oldest resident in town, wearing a fringe coat adorned with all the colors of the rainbow, making her look like a character from a fairy tale. The old lady walked up to Debbie's studio door and smiled, saying, "My dear child, your designs are absolutely beautiful. If you can design a piece of clothing even more beautiful than this coat of mine, I will give you a special reward." Debbie was thrilled to hear this and immediately started brainstorming a new design. She explored every corner of the town for inspiration. She visited the garden, observing colorful flowers and cheerful birds. She went to the market, where vendors sold vibrant fabrics, and she even went to the library, reading about traditional costumes from distant countries. With all the inspiration she gathered, Debbie began crafting her new clothes. She used the most beautiful red silk and blue velvet to sew a jumpsuit adorned with birds and flowers. Each flower on the dress was embellished with sparkling rubies, shimmering brightly in the sunlight. Finally, when Debbie showed the new clothes to the old lady, she was delighted beyond words. She smiled at Debbie and said, "You truly are a genius, young designer. Here's your reward." The old lady took out a small golden star from her pocket and handed it to Debbie. From that day on, Debbie became the most popular designer in town. Whenever someone needed a special outfit, they would come to Debbie. Her studio became even busier and warmer, filled with kindness and creativity in every piece of clothing. Debbie knew that with passion and dedication, she could design the most beautiful clothes, making everyone feel happy and proud.